There's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. If you all could stand on your feet and join me for our morning opening song. You all gonna help me sing it this morning? Make sure you look to your neighbor, say good morning, give them a nice big smile. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in my heart, in my life today. You all sound amazing this morning. I can feel it, spirits in this place. I can see it shining on each face. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in our hearts, in our lives today. Here for each other, the way it's meant to
and a niece and her fiance in Massachusetts. So all around the country. So. I also want to take just a quick moment. You've probably seen that we've been taking extra precautions in our health here recently with the recent outbreaks of various things, but especially the coronavirus. And we have taken extra care in extra cleaning, as well as preparing of the food. And I know that we're all huggers, and we all like to hold hands. But today we're going to not do that. I know it's hard. During our divinity salute, we'll bow. And at our peace song at the end, we won't be holding hands. So I know it's hard. I broke the rules. I hugged about 5 people when we got here today. I couldn't help it. But so anyway, it's better that way. And we're going to keep us safe. And that virus is going to be gone before we know it. So unity is positive, practical, all-inclusive, spiritual path. We follow the teachings and the example of our way shower Jesus to more fully seek our love in each other, in ourselves, and in God. At Unity Renaissance, we honor all names for God, all expressions of God, and all paths to God. Most important path is yours. We truly are spiritual beings having a human experience. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is together, a spiritually awakened world living in peace, love, and joy. And we manifest this vision through our mission, which is transform lives that transform the world. Let's breathe into that as we begin our time together this morning in prayer. I invite you all to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and release and let go. And as we let go of all the worries that are outside. We worry about our busyness in getting here. We let that go. We let go of our worries of what we have to do the rest of the day, the rest of the week. This is our time here together. We know that we are in this right place and in this right time because we feel it. We can feel that connection to spirit, to each other, to the universe. It is through that global consciousness that we open our hearts to what we recognize as our oneness. We know we are one love. We know we are one family. Sweet Spirit, we thank you for this time together this morning. We thank you for what journey you have put us on. We know that it is the right path. We know that we are never alone, that wherever we are, God is, and whatever God is, we are. We know this to be true because we say together, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. I'd like to just take a moment and introduce to you our guest speaker today, one of our own, Miss Margaret Jenkins. Margaret is a native of Norfolk. She has traveled the world, having been blessed by a father who was in the military. She attended Norfolk State University and Old Dominion University, where she majored in philosophy and women's studies. Margaret was ordained as a minister in 2000 and formed a nonprofit organization to assist women and children in developing healthy self-esteem. She is a workshop facilitator and conference organizer, drawing women from across the United States. Margaret is a holistic practitioner, a Reiki master, and has been featured in Essence Magazine, the Virginia Pilot, and the New Journal and Guide. She has studied and been mentored by some of the world's best teachers, including Marianne Williamson, Carolyn Mace, Dr. Wayne Dwyer, Dr. Johnny Coleman, Les Brown, Deepak Chopra, just to name a few. Today, Margaret is devoted to teaching, ministering, and supporting Unity Renaissance in any way she can, and currently serves on our Board of Trustees as treasurer. Please join me in welcoming our speaker today, Margaret Jenkins. And Would you all please stand for our next song? Thank you.
We're going to need some assistance today. Lily is going to lead, and we are all going to respond. So just follow my lead, all right? Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
If you would all join with me together in our divinity salute. The divine in me greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate the glory of God.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way. Beautiful job, guys.
Morning, Unity Renaissance. You look so beautiful and radiant this morning. Let's give it up again for our phenomenal music team. I said this morning, we are so fortunate here at Unity Renaissance. When our music director is out, we never miss a beat because of this great team. David, Nick, and Lily, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Well, my name is Chavez Pruitt, and it is a privilege to serve as your platform host on this beautiful Sunday, March the 8th, 2020. Our centering thought for today is time enough. Please join me now in declaring this morning's affirmation. I find time enough for all I desire to accomplish. How will I spend my time and my resources on this beautiful spring day. I begin by remembering my spiritual inheritance, my divine faculties that provide all I need to meet any opportunity or any challenge that life presents. I also follow the example of Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore, who said, "I spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." I use divine order to prioritize my agenda. My wisdom and understanding show me the most effective way I can complete each task. I use strength and zeal to maintain my energy and enthusiasm. Love keeps me focused on the good my efforts are accomplishing. Through the faculty of elimination, I release whatever I discern is not mine to do. These words are inspired by the book of Philippians, the 4th chapter and the 13th verse. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Here at Unity Renaissance, we have prayer chaplains available to meet with you, connect with you, believe, affirm, and pray with you should you desire a more closer connection with the divine today. They will meet you in our chapel, which is located just outside across from the narthex. And our chaplains today are Sam and Peggy. Will you please stand at this time? They can be recognized by their beautiful prayer souls. And now I'm going to ask if we can all stand together as we sing the Lord's Prayer.
want that person back. Ooh. 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 And all your ammunition's gone, run out of fuel to carry on. You don't know what you want to do, 'cause what you want does not want you. Yeah, say I am. Say I am. Say I am wonderful. Say I am. Oh, say I am. Say I am wonderful. If what you lost cannot be found, and the weight of the world weighs you down, no longer with the will to fly, you stop to let it pass you by. Don't stop to let it pass you by. You gotta look yourself in the eye. Yeah. Say I am. Say I am. Say I am wonderful. Oh, you are. Say I am. Say I am. Say I am wonderful. 'Cause we are all miracles, wrapped up in chemicals. We are incredible, yeah. Don't take it for granted, no. We are all miracles. I want y'all to sing this with me, all right? Let's go. Say I am. Say I am. Say I am wonderful. Oh, we are. Don't take it for granted. No, we are all miracles. Yeah, wrapped up in chemicals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say I am. Point to yourself. Say I am. Say I am wonderful. Great job, y'all.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. Woo! I am excited to be here this morning and humbled, very humbled, that Reverend Paula allowed me this opportunity to speak to my family and friends, and to all those at home who are watching. Hopefully you'll get a little nugget that you can use today. I'd like to start off with a quote that I heard years ago, and I dearly love it. It says, "There is so much to know. So many things are true. The way my feet must go may not be best for you. And so I share this spark of what is light to me to help guide you through the dark, but not tell you what to see." And with that, I'd like to ask the question, are we living our best lives now? And if not, why not? I believe truly that we are all here to expand our soul's capacity to love. Each day we awaken, we have another opportunity to be love, to feel love, to give love, and to keep our hearts open. So if we're not living our best lives now, what could be some of the reasons? I'd like to offer a few suggestions as to why we may not be living our best lives. One reason is words, the power of the spoken word. Many of us have heard the scripture, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. But how many of us really fully comprehend what that means? The words. Words carry vibration. Words have meaning. Words are energy. And once you speak them, you can't take them back. So how many of us are stuck with words that have been spoken to us as a child? You were dumb, stupid, ignorant. You'll never be anything. Or how many of us have even, as I've heard, had counselors tell them, you're not college material. You'll never be able to make it. Just get a job somewhere and be content. Or maybe it was an ex-spouse who said, you'll never find anybody else. Won't nobody want you? Or said things that were far worse. Or sometimes it could have come from parents that have said words that cut you to your core. We really want to understand how powerful words is when we speak them to one another, especially when we're talking to our youth, our children. Always be careful of the words you use with them. Use words to speak life to them. Another reason we may not be living our best lives now is because we truly don't comprehend what it means when we know and understand that our thoughts are energetic. Whatever you think about, you bring about. Thoughts are truly magnetic. Whatever you focus on, that's what you will attract. I'll give you an example. I once had a condo office on the water, and I was traveling at the time, and there was a beautiful sliding glass door overlooking the lake, and I used to say every time I went out of town for work, condo's gonna be okay. When I get back, my office gonna be intact. But every time I went to my office to work, the first thing I did when I opened the door was look to the back to see if anybody had broken in. I'd always look at that sliding glass door every time I walked in there. But my words were saying, it's gonna be okay. You know, it's gonna be okay. But what were my thoughts? What was I focusing on? I was focusing on somebody breaking in. So the last time I went to New York to work, when I came back to my little office, I walked in the door, I looked out, and guess what? Somebody had broken in. Stolen cash and a few other valuables, but I got what I focused on. So what we want to remember is everything is energy. And what you put out in the vibrations is what comes back to you. Prayer. Understand how valuable prayer is in our lives. When you send out a prayer to the universe, it goes out. We have no idea how many blessings can come to people from a prayer. I was attending a workshop with Caroline Mace once, and she shared an example of a young lady who lived in Atlanta and was on her way to work one morning. And anybody who's ever been to Atlanta, you know the traffic is horrific there. And she was driving and got in a really, really tragic accident. And it was so bad that she had an out-of-body experience. And while she was out of body, she said she could see all these people just cussing and fussing and raising sand because the traffic wasn't moving. And then she said suddenly there was a light, and it got her attention. There was this one lady sitting and praying for her, that whoever it was, the lady was saying, I hope that they're okay. I hope it's nothing tragic. I hope, she was just sending out positive vibes into the universe for this young lady. Well, interestingly enough, when the lady was in the hospital, she had the surgery and everything. Once she came through, she had a God wink. She remembered the license plate number of that car of the lady who prayed for her. Through amazement, she found a way. This is how you know some things is nobody but God. And she found a way to connect with that young lady. She showed up at her door with flowers one day. And the lady said, "Who are you?" "I don't know you." She said, "No, you don't, but I know you." And she proceeded to tell her about the accident. And she said, "Well, I vaguely remember that." And the more she talked, the lady said, "Oh, yeah." She said, "Well, I had an out-of-body experience." And the lady was like, "Okay, yeah, right." She wasn't too familiar with that, but she said, "Okay, but it has to be something because you're here and what you're saying is true." So the lady received the flowers and, everything went on. But what had happened was 2 lives were changed because of that prayer. I have a news flash for you all. You have no enemies. You have no enemies. You have no enemies. Now, I know some of you are saying, you don't know some of the people that I know. Okay, granted I don't. But from the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, who was one of the first New Thought ministers, African-American females, she had a protege who did a series on You Have No Enemies. And I played that series over and over again before, honestly, I could truly accept all of the things that she was saying. But what she helped me to understand is that everybody and everything is our teacher. Everybody and everything, no matter what the experience is. See, there are things going on in the spiritual realm that sometimes we don't understand. Sometimes we're privy to know what it is, but then sometimes we don't. I'll give you an example. There was a young teenager. He was 16 years old. He was a Navajo Indian. His name was David Shetlaham Paladin. He got tired of being on the reservation, so him and a couple of his buddies, they ran away. They joined the military. He was overseas, war started. He ended up in a keep you alive. The chicken was protein to keep him going. The maggots were to help with the infection that was on his feet. He did what he did to keep you alive, but also keep himself alive. Because being a prison guard, had they known that he was trying to help a prisoner, he could have lost his life. So sometimes we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but everything is working out for our greatest and highest good. We don't see it when we're in it most of the time, but after we go through it and we can look back over it, we can understand that it. Example. At one time, I used to be in a cult. I didn't know I was in a cult. I was young and naive. I was 16 when I started, and I said, "Oh, okay, this seems pretty good. Seems like a nice little religion or whatever, and they're teaching you how to live life good and do good, and yeah, I want a part of this." But as the years began to go by, I began to question certain things that I saw that didn't seem right to me. That's a no-no in a cult. You do not question. You read what they tell you to read. You associate with who they tell you to associate. Do what they tell you to do. And so I had built everything around this cult. All of my friends was in it. My mom, my brothers, everybody was in it. But as I began to question, that wasn't acceptable. And then something happened where they told me I could not speak or talk to my brother anymore, that I couldn't associate with him. I'm like, what? And this is from God? God telling you to tell me that? I don't think so. And what you learn is when it comes to beliefs and religion and spirituality, you have to honor your spirit. And if something doesn't feel right with you, if it doesn't sit right, it's not right. So I had to end up walking away. What happened when I walked away? I lost friends, I lost relatives, a lot of people that were very close to me. I had my very foundation pulled from under me. What happened? It's like the scriptures say, being born again. I had to create new ideas. I had to go out and do research. For 12 years, I would never set foot in any type of religious organization. Never. People would always invite me, come on and go here and go there. No thanks, until I found Unity Renaissance. But let me share with you, while that was one of the worst experiences of my life, coming out of it, it was one of the best experiences of my life. Because let me share with you what I got when I got on the other side of being in a cult. The first thing I learned was, of all the things that you protect your mind. Be very careful with what you take in, with what you entertain. And when you're in an environment that is not healthy, and your spirit will tell you when it's not right, make your exit. Another thing I learned, which I was taught before, was wrong. You don't do it. It's of the devil. I learned to trust my intuition, to trust that still small voice that speaks to me and tell me, go left, go right, back up, go forward. One of the best things that ever happened to me. It also taught me to forgive at a soul level. And the people who are still in the cult that I see, I never try to talk them out of it. I never say, y'all need to come out and, get with it and change. I respect the fact that this is their path. This is where they must go. And when and if the time ever comes for them to change, they will do it. Another good thing I got out of that is allow people to be who they are. People are different. Accept and love people unconditionally. Also, respect people's faith. If people don't believe what you believe, give them that right. God gives them free will. Why can't we as humans? I have been in a Buddhist temple and felt the presence of God. I've been in a Muslim country and heard the call for prayer, and it made me stop and gave me chills because I could feel the presence of God there. When we can respect all faiths, it makes a big difference in keeping love open and spreading in the world. So, I've mentioned some reasons why we may not be living our best lives now, but I'd also like to share some suggestions as to what we can do to begin to live our best lives now. One of the first things we can do is believe you are worthy. Believe you are worthy to have anything that your heart desires. Believe there are no limits. I'm not saying this, God is saying it. Anything your heart desires can be yours. Also, let go of guilt and shame. If there's anything from your past that is still holding you hostage, release it. Let it go, and let God. Because there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that God cannot forgive you for. Another thing, make it a habit of feeding your spirit every day. Read the Bible. Listen to a CD, an MP3, a YouTube video, anything that can get you a boost. It's like how they say, don't leave home without your American Express card. Don't leave home without feeding your spirit. Starting your day off positive. Set an intention of how you want your day to be. And believe me, it'll go a whole lot smoother once you put that intention out there. And start your day with gratitude. We always have something we can be grateful for. The fact that we woke up, that we have use of our limbs, the fact we have a roof over our head, food in our refrigerator. The least little thing, just find one thing and say, God, I'm grateful today. I'm thankful today. Expand your consciousness. Begin to go to workshops and seminars. Participate in study groups. Anything that can raise your consciousness. And some people may be saying, I've seen the cost of some of those workshops and seminars, and I can't afford it. Believe me, I've traveled all across this country with a few dollars in my pockets to hear some major hitters. out there teaching consciousness, and I did it on scholarships a lot of times. I would get there and volunteer. I'd man the book table. I'd help set up the chairs. Whatever they needed me to do, that's what I would do, because I believe there should be an exchange of energy. When you're giving, you want to receive. Receiving, you want to give. So that's one of the things that I did to increase my consciousness. Another thing is release judgment and control of every situation. I'm going to say that again because that's an area I've had to work on. Let go of control of every situation. Oftentimes we try to control everybody in our house, everybody in our family. I'm just talking to myself. Everybody in my community. But when we let go and let God and understand that it's okay for everybody to go on their path. When we're dealing with our children, sometimes we want them to be who we want them to be. Go to school for what we think they should. Allow them the freedom to make their own choice because we want them to be happy and not live and follow necessarily in our footsteps. The last thing I'd like to share is let's set the intention to be a light every day. To be kind every day. It doesn't hurt to be kind. Whether you're in a grocery store, whether you are just walking your dog, no matter where you are, make an attempt to be a light, to smile, to say hello to someone. Mental illness is in an abundance out there in the universe, and there's so many people who need to know that there's somebody that cares, that you can speak life to them and encourage them to go and seek help. We want the stigma removed off of counseling and therapists and psychiatrists. We want people to live happy, healthy lives. And all of us, especially those of us here at Unity, we know that. So we put forth an effort to be a light. When I come here and I greet people and I hug them and I call them sister and brother, believe me, it's coming from my heart, because from where I've been to where I am eternally grateful. And Unity Renaissance is a place that I've been searching for years. I finally found somewhere that I feel if Jesus was on the earth right now, he would be saying, let me roll over to Unity Renaissance and see what they got going on, because they're actually living what I was teaching. So let me go check them out. Yeah, that's what I truly feel. So what I'm saying to each and every one of you, it's never too late. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you've been, what you've been through. Our doors are open. As our song says, whether you're black or white, Christian or Jew, it doesn't matter. Our doors are open and our hearts are open to you. So we're always welcoming people to come in and fellowship and see what you can get, little nuggets and tools to help you improve and to live your best life. So let's take our cars out of park. Let's shift them into gear and begin to get to moving and live our best lives now. Thank you. And if you will please, we'd like to do a short meditation. So if you will please close your eyes for just a moment. Just relax. Relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. And just imagine that you're in one of your favorite places. A beach, the mountains, in a park. And that you are relaxed and cool and calm. And that you're encased in a white bubble of light. And all you feel is unconditional love. You feel the connection between you and God. And meditate on these words. Today is a great day. Everything Today, I attract what I want in my life. All is well. I am at peace every moment. I am loved unconditionally. I am willing to dream again and take action on my dreams. It is well with my soul. I release and I let go. I am stronger than any challenge that comes before me. I can do this. And so it is.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.
Time. Amazing. It's amazing. Now is the time in our service for our love offering. And if you, as you prepare your gifts, I want to remind you that you are able to text your gift. Just text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 540-418-1228. Text now. And if you would join me in our offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
So you see the title. If you know any words, feel free to sing along. You know, it's a little minor song we all should know. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street without enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man's boat. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they've got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Na 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 na. a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize that there are some with no home, without a nickel to loan. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind you see, 'cause they've got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Change his ways. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Starting with the man in the mirror. Change his ways. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time, 'cause if you close your heart, then you close your mind. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Yeah. Na 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 na. Make that change. Na 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 na. Thank you so much.
Forward. I'm going to bless this offering. Thank you so much for the gifts, for the givers, for this beautiful spirit in this place. We take these gifts, and through us, we send them forth into the world to do God's work. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Unity Renaissance. Amen. Well, now is the time in our service to welcome our newcomers, and I know there's some. So if you would hold up the appropriate number of fingers, 1, 2, or 3. If this is your first time here, you're going to receive a gift with a card in it. Please fill it out, bring it into the bookstore, and you will receive a you will receive a CD of a previous service. If this is here for your second time, welcome. You'll receive a gift of 2 CDs. One is a gift of Empower Music and Arts, and also a CD of Unity Teachings. And if it's your third time, you're going to receive a copy of the Daily Word. So hold those fingers up nice and high, and thank you so much for being here today.
Well, Earth Day is coming up. It's actually just around the corner. And if you are concerned about our environment and our planet, as far as we know, this is the only one that we have where we can live. Judy Hackman will meet you immediately after the service today at 12:30 and room 4 if you would like to be a part of that committee and assist her in the plannings that we'll have to celebrate Earth Day right here at Unity Renaissance.
That's great. On Tuesday night is the second week of Richard McDeasy's class, Power Up. It's a wonderful class. I think it's the 3rd or 4th time I might be taking it. In this class, we learn about our 12 attributes, which are our powers. It's based on the Eastern chakra system, but basically what it does is it tells you what powers within you work, and our daily word today talked a lot about it. Love was mentioned, release, yes. So come to that class. It's fantastic. You can sign up on the hall wall, and you can also take it online. I'd like to introduce Sandy. Sandy's going to talk to you about the beautiful artwork that you see on the walls here today.
Well, hello, Unity Renaissance art patrons. This is, well, we all are. This is our 4th year for our kind of renovated Unity Renaissance Boutique Art Gallery. And majority of our artists have been congregant and area artists, of course, and we're featuring another area artist this time, Jan Pearson. She's got her works as far as acrylics, loves, just an impossible task, which is watercolor, and then has some mixed media as well. She'll be showing. Anyway, a wonderful show, March and April. Yeah, enjoy.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Jan. It is absolutely beautiful, and if you could see it from this view, it's just incredible. So definitely take a look at it. Reverend Paula will be back next week. Actually, and well, I skipped ahead, sorry. But Reverend Paula will be back next week. She's going to talk about the lessons in What Would Jesus Do? I'm going to do a selfless plug for our bookstore. We have these great bracelets in there, WWJD. So remind yourself, if you're ever in doubt, what would Jesus do? So they're only $1. So we're really looking forward to her coming back next week. She's feeling a little under the weather, so I want to send some blessings out to her right now too. And what I did miss was the our 40 for 40, which is 40 days of Lent. With that, $1 a day, $quarter a day, whatever you want to give a day, and on Easter Sunday, bring it in, and it's going to go towards benefits of our congregation and our building of our beautiful new addition. Okay, I think that's it for our announcements. So let's welcome in our children. Welcome, everyone. Oh my gosh, this is the light of God right here. So, does anyone want to talk about what you're learning today? Come on forward, Jeremiah.
So today we learned about peace, and we kept asking each other what peace feels like, looks like, and smells like. And we made this little poem, and mine says, peace at unity, love, friends, happiness, place to be loved and learning.
Anybody else? Gavin. Good morning.
Peace is power. We all have the power to create. How we use it, our choice.
Anybody else? Hi, Coco.
We learned about being calm. I choose to be a peacemaker.
Yay!
don't we all stand together for our prayer of protection? Us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator, and we all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with
My phone's up there. Say I am. Say
I
I
am.
Say
I am wonderful.
Oh, you are.
Say I am.